Hello and a very warm welcome to this special edition of Rajya Sabha Television. I'm your host, Kriti Mishra. The 6th India International Science Festival will be held in virtual format from 22nd to 25th December 2020. It will be a reflection on Indian science and technology innovations for Atmanirbhar Bharat and global welfare. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the inaugural address at the India International Science Festival. Launched in the year 2015, the festival is a celebration to promote science and technology. The aim is to engage the public with science, celebrate the joy of science, and show how science, technology, engineering, and mathematics can provide solutions to improve lives. The goal of this year's festival is to help the youth develop 21st century skills with the focus on scientific knowledge, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and teamwork. A long-term objective is to encourage students to study and work in scientific fields. And for deeper insights, I'm joined by Dr. Shekhar C. Made, Director General, CSIR, Dr. Ranjana Agarwal, Director, CSIR NISTATS, and Mr. Jain Sahasrabudhe, National Organizing Secretary, Vibha. Welcome to Rajya Sabha Television, all of you. Dr. Made, coming to you first. India International Science Festival 2020 expects participation of large number of scientists and institutions from India and abroad. Several events are expected to be lined up on various themes. What will IISF 2020 offer? What are going to be the critical highlights, sir?
So, as you know, ISF has been organized since 2015, and every year it has only grown in stature. And keeping in that particular tradition, it aims to further grow in stature this year, especially highlighting the facts that how much benefit science and technology brings to the mankind, and highlighting also the work of Indian scientists and technologists who have been relentlessly working for the benefit of our society. So the current theme of the ISF this year would be towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and for global welfare. And that's essentially what many different sessions would be highlighting together in the next 4 days.
Right, sir. Dr. Agarwal, coming to you. Scientific temper is evident in our ancient texts such as Veds and Upanishads. Various ancient schools of science, medicine and mathematics are part of our rich heritage. Recently, in the COVID-19 pandemic, India has once again established itself as a pioneer in tackling the situation from scientific development, testing kits to vaccine research. The way ahead for Indian science and technology innovations for Atmanirbhar Bharat and global welfare.
Yes. You have said very rightly that this year's theme of ISF 2020 totally overlaps with the call by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, about the self-reliant India for the global welfare. In the time of COVID, we have realized how important it is to be self-reliant. And I think India has shown its worth, whether it is development of diagnostic kit or the development of indigenous routes to drugs like favipiravir, and also coming into the development of vaccine. So India is taking a lead, and I think this India International Science Festival 2020 will showcase this highlight of Indian science and technology to the world also. And this year our themes, as you said, in our Upanishads and Vedas, we have very rich heritage scientific knowledge. So this year we have taken into account that we integrate our old knowledge and we put it across the world in the modern text also. Therefore, many new themes have been incorporated this time, such as history of Indian science and philosophy, science and performing arts, and similarly sustainable development. So I think this year's India International Science Festival will, bridge the gap between the modern science and the traditional knowledge we have.
So it's important to bridge the gap. Mr. Sahasrabudhe, coming to you. Atmanirbhar Bharat, science and technology, global welfare, the way ahead, sir, of amalgamating our ancient knowledge and modern science and technology.
Yes, it's very important and essential for generation of new knowledge. If we create a dialogue between our ancient traditional sciences and the knowledge we could generate in our ancient past, and if we can create a dialogue of that between the knowledge generated by new science, modern science, then essentially it is going to bring out a new knowledge for future. So in this way, this festival is going to create a great kind of movement in the history of modern era.
Dr. Mande, but there is a need for inculcating scientific temper and nurturing the spirit of inquisitiveness among our children from a young age, as science provides answers to challenging problems and contributes to the technological progress of the nation. How will this festival ignite young minds for solution-centric STI interventions?
Yes, you very rightly said that it is important to inculcate the spirit of scientific inquiry into our children. There are many ways of doing that, but one of the most powerful ways is through toys and storytelling and so on and so forth. These are very traditional ways where our ancestors have practiced in teaching children about different ways of life and so on and so forth. It's a very rich tradition of our culture, that storytelling by grandmothers, grandfathers and all to children, and also have toys with which students can play and try to understand the nature around them. And therefore, there is a special session going to be in this ISF on this particular aspect.
Dr. Agarwal, I'd like to elicit your views on igniting young minds for solution-centric STI interventions.
The kind of education we have, it's one of the best in the world, I will say, because when you look at the international laboratories, you will find many Indian scientists working there, and they get very high value. But the thing is, we have made science a very a very cliche kind of thing, which only a certain section of students can pursue. But I believe that the science is such a beautiful subject or discipline which everybody should enjoy. So if we make science simple, joyful, so then more and more students will be encouraged, particularly the students who are staying in the rural areas. There they don't have access to the kind of tuitions or coaching, that kind of thing. So we are losing those bright brains. So if we make science as part of our life, so they will be encouraged to take that. And I think India International Science Festival is the right platform to bring the all sections of the society on one platform. It is not necessary that somebody having the formal education in science should pursue the science. Even a person who has not gone to the school but has the wisdom, has the knowledge, which he can propagate or pass on to the technocrats, and by value addition we can create new products. And I believe if we have all sections of society working together, we will find solutions to Indian problem. These solutions will be indigenous, these solutions will be sustainable, these solutions will be long lasting, rather than borrowing technology or the solutions for Indian problem from abroad. So I think India International Science Festival is going to give that particular platform to our students and to the masses of India to come together and enjoy the festivity of science. Thank you.
Ma'am, I think you're making a very important point there, and I'll take this to Mr. Sahasrabudhe. Mr. Sahasrabudhe, how do we make science more simple, more accessible?
Yeah, it's very true. Generally, people think that science is more hard to understand, but it's a great task and challenge for all the scientific fraternity, that how to make science and technology more simpler so that people can understand it. And this celebration of Indian achievements in science and technology gives a right platform for our scientific fraternity to present science to our masses in a very lucid and entertaining format. So our scientists and technologists have come forward and they are presenting, displaying, showcasing their knowledge, their creative things to our masses in a very entertaining manner, so that people can get attracted to it and they will understand the science behind it in a very simpler manner. So this is the beauty of this celebration of science in this festival.
So we have to develop a very lucid format, but expanding the scope of discussion now when talking about COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Modi, science has been at the forefront, driving the monumental changes across the world, from understanding the virus, designing a vaccine, throwing insights on how we could prepare for and prevent the next pandemic. According to you, role of science and technology in the post-COVID recovery of our nation.
This is science has always played a very important role in human development, and a pandemic of this nature had been predicted for a long time to come. Only thing that we did not know in what form the pandemic will strike us. So for future readiness of such pandemics is extremely essential. So we should be prepared what kind of viruses, bacteria, parasites they live around us, and which of those are likely to strike us next, and be prepared in some sort of health preparedness to face such pandemics. But the pandemic is not the only thing that has been predicted for a long time. What has also been noted, you would be aware, is that climate change and things like that are realities. And we together, as entire humanity, we should stand up and try to find out science and technology solutions to those, so that not only we live happily in our own surroundings, but we also make sure that we live in a sustainable world, which is good for everyone to sustain together. And that's exactly the role of science and technology, is that to take it to the masses, that science and technology can find solutions for all the problems, but it's important to respect nature and live with nature as it presents itself.
Dr. Agarwal, as Dr. Mande is pointing out, it is about sustainable solutions. It is about spreading awareness to the masses. How do we do that in a more efficient manner?
If we start inculcating the values and knowledge that how important sustainable development is, because when we talk of science and technology, sometimes we forget that the kind of development we are looking for and we are aiming for, that's not sustainable. Our whole development sometimes is more consumerism centric. And we are not worried about how the initial products, our resources will be recycled or sustainable. So I think if we create this kind of awareness among the masses, let's say about energy, air, water, sanitation, habitats, in the pandemic time, we have noticed the migration from cities to rural areas. But if we look back, so many people have migrated from rural areas to urban areas. So, this migration and the load of human resources on the urban areas or our rural areas, it should be distributed properly. So habitat is also very important. How can we bring the concept of, city and village sillage, where the village has all the facilities what a city has. So people don't have to migrate for education, for employment, for health facilities. So if we make our villages self-sustainable, so I think that will create a very good ecosystem. Our cities will also be less loaded. So I think sustainable development is, should be the core of development. And if we are approaching that philosophy, I think we will create a better world.
But also very important here is scientific research and development, R&D. Mr. Sahasrabudhe, we're talking about the problems, the solutions, the sustainable solutions. We understand that India is becoming one of the world's powerhouses for scientific research. How do you assess our progress so far, and what are the challenges ahead?
Yeah, our scientific fraternity is actually working hard to find out solutions for this present pandemic. But we should keep this in mind that our country, since long ages, have provided great solution in the form of wellness, because all these kind of different challenges will keep on coming. But we need to protect our health in such a manner that we will be able to fight out all these kind of diseases emerging out of viruses. So in this festival, we are focusing on wellness of people, how to protect our health in various conditions. There may be challenges in future, but there are solutions. Scientific research should be done on that aspect of our life, so that we can develop our protective mechanisms in our body, like immunity. And we need to focus on those aspects in our life, and scientific fraternity should focus more on the research work in this aspect. And this is what exactly we are going to focus this festival. We are going to bring out wellness aspect of our life also, so that in future also we will be able to face many such different challenges which may come in future.
Absolutely, sir. Wellness is of paramount importance. And since we're talking about challenges and addressing those challenges, the government has now decided to formulate a comprehensive science, technology and innovation policy 2020. Dr. Mandey, it will be India's 5th national policy for science, technology and innovation. How do we capture the aspirations of the entire nation through a decentralized approach?
So the science, technology and innovation policy that is being formulated, several rounds of discussions with multiple sets of people. It has been extraordinarily inclusive exercise that has gone on, and therefore trying to understand what are the aspirations of different people and how actually people would want science and technology to benefit a larger group of the society. Those kind of discussions have helped enormously. So this is exactly what STIP 2020 would try to do and try to address. And the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India, and Department of Science and Technology, they have done a marvelous job holding discussions across various strata of people. And it's a fairly comprehensive policy that will come up. And hopefully it will address these issues that you are mentioning. Thank you.
Well, we are expecting a comprehensive policy. And Dr. Agarwal, talking about rural development, I think, which is a very, very important aspect. Synergy of research, technology and science can help strengthen the rural economy in India, which could help in reversing migration. Do you think a separate dimension is needed? And what do you expect from the discussions in this festival?
Indian economy, if you say, or Indian tradition, you can say, Indian culture, you say, it's all have been nurtured in our rural areas. Still, if you go to rural areas, you will find our old traditions thriving so good. Even if you look at when we talk about the health, I will say, in the urban area, we always rush to the doctors. But in rural areas, if you look at, so much knowledge is available within the households. For the simple ailments, they are able to handle those situations. I think that is a big contribution to a nation, because they are not loading the our national system. So I believe our rural areas are very rich with resources. We'll have to create an ecosystem where people have more attraction, more resources there, so they don't look towards the city. And this synergism is very important. For example, agriculture, when we look at the agriculture, we take it into the isolation. But I think if we, bridge it between with other value addition products we have, and we have our, cottage industry kind of thing, which used to be there in the villages, animal husbandry, that was an integral part of agriculture. So what we have done in the recent times, it is totally agriculture based, where we are focused on having more crops in 1 year, and rest of the things which were part of the rural environment, that we have cut off. So I think there should be a synergism where the modern science should give the inputs that how the life of the farmers, how the life of the villagers can be improved. And I think if that we can create, that will be the best thing. And in this India International Science Festival, we have agriculture scientists meet, we have agri-tech meets, and we have, tribals and artisans meet. So that will create a platform where the progressive farmers and the scientists will come on the same platform. They will talk about what are the issues which need to be addressed, and new technologies, how they can be beneficial. And also the modern scientists, I will say, they will learn lots of things from the progressive farmers, like how organic farming is now progressing and giving us good crops. So I think there is a big scope to learn from each other. So this India International Science Festival will give that space to the farmers as well as to the scientists.
Well, absolutely, ma'am. We do agree on that. And before we end this conversation, closing comments from all my panelists. Dr. Mande.
Yes. I think what I would like to urge everyone is to join us with great enthusiasm in this particular festival. We are looking forward to very exciting different sessions. There are 41 different sessions and a very exciting time. There are lots of exhibitions that are taking place. There will be a few Guinness Book of World Records that will be made. So I'll urge all the scientists, students, family, and all the people who keep interest in science to come and join us in this festival.
Mr. Sahasrabudhe, expectations from ISF 2020.
Yeah, actually, this festival is going to bring a joyful science to all our people in our country. So I expect many more people to join this, because this year we are going to present everything in virtual space. And this has provided a scope for many to join this platform. And what we have seen is already we could get more than 1 lakh people registered for this entire event. So it's a great sign of joy. And I see and I am confident that more and more people will join with this festival in future.
Dr. Agarwal, closing comments from you.
I welcome all the listeners, all the viewers to India International Science Festival 2020. It's going to be a new experience. It's a total virtual environment. And I believe in the last 9 months in the COVID period, people have become tech savvy, particularly our school students, our university students, college students. So I think they all will have a big time in our virtual platform. There is a big, platter to choose from. So I invite everyone. We are looking forward to welcoming you. So I will again request all the viewers to register on www.scienceindiafest.org. We are there to welcome you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for all those important inputs. So there will be a variety of programs in the India International Science Festival 2020. We'll keep a close watch on all the developments. Well, it's a wrap on this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV.